Okay, y'all, I'm going to start this over. Well, not start over, but turn this back on and keep going. So, I was getting ready. All right, so I was telling you about this Rimmel Match Perfection in color number 230. And y'all, this you can get this at the drugstore or whoever sells Rimmel. I put it on one finger and I mash it between the two, the ring finger. And then I put it underneath my eyes, right up in the tear duct area, and go all the way out to my crow's feet. And I just smooth it back and forth. The reason I go up in the tear duct area is this bone on either side is very sunken in, and you need to brighten that up. That's why you, and I do pat this in, and then I pull down right here on the doggy jowls is what we call them as old ladies. And then on either side of your nose, I've seen some of you teenage girls, y'all need to get this. If you do nothing else, use a little concealer down and around your nose because that red area just takes away from the look. And I know when you're young and you don't use a lot of face makeup, which I think that's great because makeup sets wrinkles. There's no getting around it. But definitely do get around your nose, that crux right there, either side. Because when it's red there, it's not very attractive. And then also put it in right here. Alright, so got that on. So I don't touch that with my makeup anyway. I need a tissue. I'm at a tissue box. But anyway, see how that just brightens up? And this is a very light formula. Matter of fact, I used more than I usually do. But I'm just showing off stuff. Alright, so I'm using my F80 Flathead Kabuki from Sigma. Yes, I've gone back to that. Even though I absolutely love my IT Cosmetics Kabuki brush, there's just, this one's just, I don't know, it just seems to smooth the makeup around the best. I don't know. I do like the other one. This does actually feel a little wetter. But maybe because more makeup's going on my face instead of down in the brush. Have you ever thought of that? Just go over your nose real good, in the crux, up the little nostrils. I don't mean like pack your brush up in there, but just let the brushes go on the edge real good right there because you want to make sure that you don't have little lines on the end of your nose. And I'm just making sure that I kind of round this out by my ear. Come back in, round it out, round it out. Make sure that you get your ear. I don't really make up all of my ear because this is such a good color match for me. I use almost nothing on my forehead. Just kind of the leftovers. On either side of the nose at the top too. And then when I'm kind of sure that it's all packed in, and this kind of dries to a powder, so do pack this afterwards. Then elongate like that. And just go straight up and down brushings to make sure that you do not have a line at your chin. And then go on down. And I usually pick up my necklaces and go right under right there. Kind of get where they are. And there's not like makeup that's going to mess up your necklaces because all I'm really doing is cleaning the brush off on my skin. Does that sound gross? Okay, so now I'm going to use blush, and my no two ways about it, the O2 Rose Bronze by Chanel is the best. A good dupe and bronzer is the Benefit Dallas. Actually, I use this more as a bronzer, and I like the brush that it comes with, this little cut-in style. And I'm almost out, y'all. Look, I've hit pan. But you can go around the edges and still get some. And I like to come straight down like that with the line. Now see, it's made the line, and then brush it out with the wide like that. Again, just go around, make the line, and then use the wide with the skinny, make the line, and then turn it that way to diffuse it back out. And that is your bronzer. Or you could just leave this. The reason I stopped in the middle of talking about the blush, you could just leave this as your blush. I'm doing the end of my nose real good because I got a big nose. And also the same on my chin. I always kind of do my chin because almost like a little beard right there because I have little jowls right here. I don't actually have jowls. That's just drop skin from being an older lady. And then also making a line right there. And just kind of getting that little drop down right there, because just you're shadowing it, that's all. Just make sure you blend it down. Just trying to make a shadow. So that is bronzer blush. And then if I just had one or the other, I don't know which one. That's a tough call, because I do love my Chanel blush brush. This is number 4, and I love the O2 Rose bronze blush, and then I do that on the top and round out the cheeks real good. And I come down the nose and the end of the nose and this kind of temple area, cross temple area, and come down and then round it out. And then just again dusting this little, or shall I say this big chin. I've always had a pronounced chin, y'all. Always. Okay, so there's that. So here is another, y'all know my two faithfuls, just in case this cuts off, is the DHC liquid liner for my lid, and then the IT No Tug waterproof gel eyeliner from my Waterline, and we'll get to that shortly, but I just wanted to say that since we're doing all of my favorites. All right, so this has become a favorite. I keep, I've been doing some tutorials, but I'm coming back to this Thrive Cosmetics, and it's palette number 1. And it's just perfect. It's like the perfect 4 colors I always need. I'm already almost down to pan, and it's pretty deep pan. I mean, it's not a thin pan at all. It's just I keep coming back to it. Keep coming back to the same Sigma brushes. This is the E55 that I use for getting under the brow, just because it's round shaped and it's just easy to pack it on. And I go back and forth. And then I also make sure I get back here and inner corner, straight up and down right there, so it gets the top and lower lid, and then I go out to the top of the lid and then just kind of blend that out. And I don't go all over with one color like people always do to prime, because I'm like, why do you need to prime when you're fixing to use another powder color? I guess it would make it go smoother. I don't know. I know that's probably the thinking behind it. I just don't know that I buy that you need all that if you're trying to simplify. And this is one good palette. If you're looking for a good palette, this is it. Thrive Cause, not cause, C-O-S, cause, like for a cosmetics. Alright, then my E50 fluffy brush, I go into this, I call it neutral color. You could wear this by itself and not do a darker color. And I just do this section in the crease, basically. I use a large fluffy brush because it just gets it all at one time. I don't have to do a lot of blending. It just, I do have to do a little extra right there because as y'all know, that scar doesn't pick up very good. There we go. Then I do usually add this darker color with an E45 Sigma. That is a small tapered blending brush, and I just go right into the crease only. And all that does is darken it up in the crease, and then I round it out without lifting the tip over here and bring this back in to get me some depth. Right into the crease. And I know right now it looks very messy. You clean it up later. Hold on. Round it out, and then just kind of brush from the outside in right there. That just makes you an outer V. And you can use, if you have the area underneath, I don't, you can use a pencil E30 to kind of really put in, you know what, I guess I could put the medium color under first. That's what most people do. And they just do the swishing back and forth, which to me, I guess it does give that shadowing look. And you can also reinforce it right there on the end. But then I use my E20, which is my favorite liner brush. It's a short shader, or people call it a smudger. I always lick my brush first to get it wet. You could use MAC Fix. You could use a lot of things, but if it's your brush, I don't see anything wrong with doing this. But anyway, I stay right on the lash line with this color. It's very dark. And then I use it to stamp right into the lashes on the top. Just stamp. What I mean is you actually hit it lightly. And the reason that you do that is to kind of make sure that there's no flesh color right there. You're going to add liner, but this is just like a soft liner. And then I also use that same one to do my brows. The same color, go up, and then I come down with that color. Like that. Come in just a little bit, because this is thinned out a little, so I fill this back in. And again, I really reinforce that bottom line. Again, see how it's not a pencil brush, it's actually but it's like the perfect little liner brush, and I'll tell you why. Oh, I'm doing my brow. The reason it's a perfect brow brush is because, you know how you see how much I normally would have to fill in? Like when you used all those little liners that are like the pencils, like the Beverly Hills, not Beverly Hills, the Anastasia, is that right? Anybody who's got a little scroll up, teensy weensy, yes, they give you teensy weensy little lines, but if you need a lot of filling in, that takes forever. Oh my gosh, it takes forever to use those to fill in when you've got a lot of space that you need to work on. So I just rather use powder and get more at one time. There. Alright, and then now obviously I need to blend. And so first I'll blend right here to make sure I don't have a line there. And then I just blend this little area where we had the lighter color up to the brow area. I'm sorry, up to the highlighting area. But I don't blend too much because I don't want to blend the two browns, and I don't want to knock out the white with the brown. I got a little bit too much